It's the heaviest weight you will ever carry, heavier than any barbell, more crushing than any deadline. It's the invisible chain that binds you to mediocrity. That quiet, venomous whisper in your mind that says, "What if? What if you fail? What if you're not good enough? What if they laugh?" That voice is doubt, and it is a liar. It has one single purpose: to keep you from ever beginning. You see, doubt doesn't live in the results. It lives in the hesitation. It lives in the endless loop of what if that keeps you paralyzed, waiting for a green light that will never come. But while you are standing still, agonizing over every possible failure, someone else is taking a step. They are making mistakes. They are getting a little bit better, and they are moving forward. So here's what I'm gonna say. This isn't some inspirational platitude. Action is the only antidote to doubt, because action changes the equation. While doubt whispers its venomous lies in the realm of the possible, action anchors you in the present. Doubt thrives when you compare your beginnings to someone else's middle or end. But action brings you back to the here and now. It reminds you that progress isn't a straight line. It's a series of small steps, some of which may be sideways or even backward. But as long as you keep moving, as long as you keep taking action, you are moving away from your doubt. And here's the thing, doubt doesn't care how brilliant your ideas are. It doesn't care how talented you think you are. It doesn't care about your potential. Doubt just wants you to stay still so it can tell you why you won't succeed. But here's the beauty of it. Doubt loses all power when you start, because the moment you do, that negative voice gets drowned out by the sound of your own progress. So let me ask you a question. What is it that you have been doubting? What is that one thing you've been putting off because of fear? Maybe it's starting a business, writing that book, asking for a raise, asking out that person you like, or traveling solo. Maybe it's reconnecting with a loved one, seeking help when you need it, speaking up for yourself, or simply waking up early. Whatever it is, I want you to acknowledge it. Give that fear a name. Get clear on what it is that you're avoiding, because here's the truth. We all have fears. We all have doubts. But the difference between those who achieve their goals and those who do not is not the presence of fear. It's what we do in spite of it. The world doesn't reward those with the best intentions. It rewards those who are willing to act on them. It doesn't care about the brilliant idea you had last year. It cares about the results you produce today. Your talent is irrelevant if your doubt keeps it hidden. Your potential is useless if your hesitation keeps it locked away. I remember this one story. There was a young man who wanted to be an inventor. He had big dreams, but he also had a lot of fear. He would often think to himself, "What if my inventions aren't good enough? What if people laugh at me? What if I fail?" These thoughts would keep him up at night, and he would end up procrastinating and sometimes even abandoning his projects before they were finished. So he approached one wise man and asked him, "How do I overcome this fear? How do I believe in myself?" And the wise man simply said, "Stop thinking, start doing." He explained that the more he would think about his fears, the bigger they would become. But the moment he started taking action, those fears would shrink and become less significant. The wise man told him, "Action changes everything. It gives meaning to your thoughts. It turns imagination into reality." And so the young man took the advice to heart. He stopped worrying about what could go wrong and started working on his inventions. He began to take small actions every day, and as he did, his confidence grew. He learned that the biggest risk wasn't in taking action, but in staying stuck in his fear. In the end, he became a successful inventor, not because he had no fears, but because he chose to act in spite of them. And that's what we have to remember. Our doubts can never be silenced, but they can be drowned out. And the only way to do that is by taking action. We don't need to feel 100% confident to take that first step. We just need to be brave enough to take it. Here's another story. There was a young girl who wanted to climb a mountain. She had always been afraid of heights, but she knew that if she could conquer this fear, she would achieve something truly special. On the day of her attempt, she stood at the base of the mountain, looking up at the summit. Her fear was telling her to turn back, but she knew that this was her moment. She took a deep breath and started her journey. As she climbed higher and higher, the mountain grew more and more challenging. The rocks became steeper, the weather turned, and she felt exhausted and scared. But she kept going. At one point, she looked down and realized just how high she had already climbed. And in that moment, she knew that she couldn't give up. She had come too far to turn back now. She had already proven to herself that she was capable of much more than she had ever believed before. With renewed determination, she pushed through the challenges and eventually reached the summit. When she looked out at the world from the top of the mountain, she felt a sense of accomplishment and freedom that she had never experienced before. She realized that her fear had been holding her back from achieving something truly great. And by facing her fear and pushing through, she had not only conquered the mountain, but also herself. And that's what we have to understand. We can't let our fear hold us back. We can't let our doubt keep us from pursuing our dreams, because the only way to silence those voices is by proving them wrong. Listen, I know that you have dreams. I know that you have aspirations. I know that you have that one thing that you really want to accomplish. But I also know that there's a part of you that's afraid of failing, afraid of what others might think, afraid of not being good enough. But guess what? That fear, that doubt, it's a liar. It's a deceiver. It's a trickster. It will try to convince you that you're not ready, that you can't do it, that it's not worth trying. But don't believe it. Don't listen to it. Because the only way to defeat that voice is to take action. It doesn't require a perfectly clear plan. It doesn't require all the answers. All it requires is a single brave moment of defiance against that voice in your head. One moment where you choose to start, to try, to do. And in that one moment, you don't just take a step towards your goal, you take a step away from your fear. You prove to yourself, with your actions, that your purpose is stronger than your procrastination. Your potential is not a hidden secret. It's an open invitation to action. Your talent isn't a gift to be cherished. It's a tool to be wielded. Your dreams aren't stars to be gazed at. They're destinations to be reached. So I challenge you, look at your life right now. What is one thing that you have been doubting? One thing that you have been putting off out of fear? It's time to stop the endless analysis and start the messy, beautiful process of doing. Don't wait for your doubt to disappear. It won't. But every single time you choose to act, you make that voice a little bit quieter. Every single time you move forward, you starve your doubt and you feed your purpose. The only way to defeat the paralyzing fear of what if is with the triumphant certainty of I did. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and joining our awesome community. And if you found inspiration in these words, don't hesitate to share it with your friends and family. Until next time, remember to embrace the power of action and keep moving forward. Take care and see you soon.